Welcome to the classroom of the 21st century. My teammates and I will be presenting to you all of the exciting options that exist for creating a technology-enhanced learning space. The focus of our presentation will be a senior-level social science survey class. We will discuss our classroom from multiple angles. I am Kevin Palmer and I will begin by discussing how students will best utilize technology in this course. Students will embrace several aspects of technology throughout the course, requiring them to employ a variety of tech tools in each of the 4 survey quarters. Because of the nature of government and economics, students will use a number of technology tools that provide them with a greater sense of independence as self-motivated learners. For instance, in government, students will use texting to conduct polling on current issues in the news. They will be asked political questions and queries that they must in turn poll, via texting, 3 of their phone contacts for results. Their polling results will then in turn be submitted, via text, back to a central text site, to be tabulated for class assessment. Additionally, students will be asked to use either Padlet and /O or Google Docs, depending on whether it is a team or individual presentation, to turn their text survey results into a class presentation that conveys the essential results of the text poll. Padlet provides a variety of multimedia approaches that students can creatively and effectively present their findings to their classmates in an entertaining yet educational way. Google Docs can provide a format that allows teams to edit each other's work as they prepare a team format presentation. In economics, Spoor-Harvey and Prezi can be employed for students to create a series of classroom presentations on a variety of topics like Prezi for a supply and demand presentation explaining the interactions in the marketplace, Spoor-Harvey to tell the story of economic indicators. Employment, unemployment, GDP all have stories behind them that students can better explain to their classmates to gain a better understanding for themselves. To add an explanation to the Prezi and /O or Spoor-Harvey presentation, students will use VoiceThread to add their own commentary to better explain to their understanding, as well as to help their classmates who will view the finished product. In anthropology and sociology, because of the nature of the 2 subjects, the study of mankind as well as his habitats, students will use technology tools that help them relate to these 2 data-driven disciplines. Students will use Digo to create their working bibliography for their required research paper, providing them with a reliable location to store and annotate the research findings. Additionally, Wiki will allow students to post their thesis statements into Wiki, and then other students will have access to read, leave comments, and peer edit. Students will be required to then create a presentation that uses VoiceThread to walk the teacher through their paper and to better support their findings with a dialogue that further analyzes the content, explaining the data they used and their interpretation of the data. Additionally, Wiki spaces can be used for students to share the story that is their families as a tool of exploring the common sociology, questions of social class, religion, and other spheres of human activity. Our goal with the student curriculum approach is to empower our students to engage survey in their own methods, and consequently it places a great deal of responsibility to show what learning has occurred squarely onto the student. Next we will hear from Laurie Ann.
Hi, I'm Laurie and I will be speaking about student-to-teacher connections. Strengthening the connection between the student and the teacher is one of the components that can be more fully developed in the digital classroom. Effective communication, increased organization and quality feedback will further develop the concept of the classroom as a networked community of learners. Tying the teacher in as an integral member of the community will continue to facilitate the growth of the students and utilize the teacher in a much different way than in a traditional classroom. In this classroom, as Knowing Knowledge by George Seaman states, knowledge comes from systems and integrated structures. Better quality networks and connections result in better quality knowledge sharing. Forming effective networks is as important a challenge as utilizing the networks for our knowledge needs. To begin, communication will be conducted through a wiki forum to provide for 2-way communication between the teacher and the students. From the wiki, students will be able to immediately post questions to each other and to the teacher regarding assignments and new information that they have found to share with the learning community. The Edmodo community will allow students to use a Facebook-like classroom function to keep the students from having to log on in order to get relevant, up-to-date information from the teacher will be communicated through Twitter. In addition, text alerts can be used by the teacher. This feature allows for multiple platforms to connect the student to the teacher. Google Forms will be used to allow the students to engage in online testing and results reporting. In order to facilitate the submission of work, students will either use Dropbox or Google Docs depending on which format best suits the assigned work. Our class will implement an electronic portfolio that will replace most standard paper and pencil tests. In the electronic portfolio, students will be able to correlate learning activities with the class standards and objectives. In addition, the utilization of an electronic gradebook will allow for students to monitor their growth and achievement of classroom standards throughout the semester. While the current function of gradebook for our district communicates a percentage grade, the use of goalbook will better create open lines of communication between the teacher, counselors, parents and the student. This application will focus on the goals set out by the teacher and provide more appropriate academic feedback as well as the social-emotional realm of development. In order to make sure that students can access the classroom materials used for presentation, each of our classroom presentations will be linked to a QR code that can be used easily to use their phones to download relevant materials. Other materials that the student will need will be archived in LiveBinder, where this online option provides a space where classroom materials can be easily accessed. Because of the nature of the survey course and the lack of a textbook, much of the curriculum needs to be generated by the survey team. For this reason, ebooks will be a critical tool to develop and write our own textbooks in each of the 4 curricular areas. In addition to managing links and current events for the survey course, Dico will allow for our class to access web pages and other online materials. Using the annotation feature, highlighting and bookmarking tools will create an atmosphere of interaction and connection between the teacher and the student.
My name is Jason and I will address how technology enhances student-to-student interactions. One of the greatest benefits to the technology-enhanced learning community is the enhanced communication and ability to work and learn collaboratively. I am excited to speak more to how these tools can make your classroom a more exciting place where learning is student-driven. One of the tools I have found to be most helpful in building class camaraderie is Twitter. Twitter allows students to communicate inside and outside of class, gives more timid students a voice, and allows a forum to collect important ideas, images, and classroom material. By utilizing our class hashtag, I have found students really enjoy this. And as they become more savvy at utilizing this tool, they reach out to each other and build relationships across sections of the same course. Spoor-Harvey is a tool that works with Twitter and allows the students to build a story utilizing not just tweets, but a variety of social media. It pulls tweets and text from social media around a search term, hashtag, or other keyword and allows students to work together to build a comprehensive view of the material they are working on in class. It is a free web-based service. Poplet, another free web-based service, is an additional tool that allows students to collaborate as they brainstorm and develop different ideas surrounding topics. I have seen teachers use this as a tool in pre-assessing student knowledge and checking in after a particularly challenging lesson. All the students on a team can work together on the same Poplet and simultaneously. The goal is to give students the opportunity to collaborate on a smaller scale and then share what they have learned with others in the class. By making the product available to other students, you have facilitated a student-directed study and learning tool that can be used to enhance discussion, prepare for an assessment, or review for a student that needs some remediation. As discussed earlier by my colleague, Kevin, Wikispaces and Google products such as Google Docs are additional collaboration tools our students have available to them. The ideal environment in our technology-enhanced learning space is one where the teacher acts as a facilitator, and the relationships in the classroom are built on mutual respect and a common purpose. The technology enhances the learning space and the relationships in that space. It does not dominate or control it.
My name is Anjanette and I will be wrapping up the last portion of our presentation. We need to look at how we will support our students in this type of technologically advanced learning environment. Part of working with students on a daily basis is working with them through academic issues that may arise in their daily instruction. As a guidance counselor, I have had students come see me or talk to me about being frustrated with a class project because they are having difficulty with some sort of technology. Therefore, if we want our students to be technologically connected and learning, we need to provide them with resources to help them learn and problem solve. In our 21st century classroom, we will have a Tech Resource Center centrally located in the school building to assist students one-to-one with any questions or assistance they may need. The Tech Resource Center needs to have a few trained individuals who are well versed in various technology applications. A student should be able to set up accounts, learn an application, or work on a project in the Tech Resource Center. For instance, if a student needs to participate on Twitter for a discussion in their social science class, they need to be comfortable signing up for the account, following people, and knowing about hashtags. Another element of our Tech Resource Center would be to have a Tech Resource Twitter, so that students can send questions via their Twitter account. A student does not even have to physically be present to still receive assistance with technology. Also, before each student receives an iPad, they will go through a series of workshops to teach them how to use and care for their iPad. The other component that goes hand in hand with students and technology is keeping their parents informed as well. In Jeff Ucht's blog, he writes about the importance of getting parents involved with their students' technological environment as well. He shares,
We first have a mandatory meeting that at least one parent has to attend, and we're on the same training 3 to 4 times at different time periods for parents. Of course the kids make them go as they want their laptops.
They also offer additional training sessions to help a parent support their student at home with technology. Finally, another resource that can be used is Go Soapbox, which is
a web-based app that serves as a constant back channel to classroom discussion. Students can use it to post questions about the lecture, vote up questions their classmates have already submitted, set their status to confused, and contribute to polls and questions posted by the teacher.
Overall, these supports are just as much for every person in the building as they are for students. If we want students and educators to use our tech tools and take full advantage of our technologically advanced environment, we must educate and support them.